Foundation Day celebrations of the National Biodiversity Authority. I'm Lakshmi, YP3 Legal at NBA. Here we are to celebrate the journey by this esteemed authority that began on 1st October 2003. This year, as we celebrate the occasion as a hybrid event, we are fortunate to have dignitaries on and off the dais, as well as those who have joined virtually. Our guest of honor, Mrs. B.V. Umadevi, Additional Secretary MOFCC, has joined virtually. Thank you very much, ma'am. And our chief guest, Mrs. Supriya Sahu, Principal Secretary, Department of Environment, Climate Change and Forest, Government of Tamil Nadu, is here present on the dais. Amidst Chairman of NBA, Dr. V.B. Mathur, and Secretary of NBA, Sri Justin Mohan sir. As we formally begin this function, I request Dr. V.B. Mathur, Chairman of NBA, to present our chief guest with a token of gratitude and thereby welcoming her to this celebration.
I will come down.
That is really nice.
Nice, both sides.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I would like to invite your attention to the screen as I request Ms. Kaveri Chowdhury to present our token of gratitude to Mrs. B.V. Umadevi. Thank you very much, Kaveri. Thank you, ma'am. Without further ado, I warmly welcome Mathur sir, Chairman of NBA, to formally deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the National Biodiversity Authority and on my own behalf, it's both a privilege and a pleasant duty for me to welcome you all to this very special event, the Foundation Day of the National Biodiversity Authority, which is being celebrated, as you just heard, in a hybrid mode. Many of you would recall that last year it was completely virtual. The COVID fear was so much that we could not think of having a physical event. But this year we thought that we could have it in a virtual manner. And we have, while the chief guest is with us today, our guest of honor, Madam Umadevi, as you just saw, has joined us from Delhi, from the ministry. And a large number of representatives of the state biodiversity boards are also joining us virtually. While we do have this hybrid event, as I said, we have taken care to maintain what are called as the social distancing norms. So even though we are close in heart, we are seated apart. So with this, I would like to also specially welcome, as I just said, Madam Supriya. She is the Secretary Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of Tamil Nadu, and she was very kind enough to accept our invitation. In fact, the acceptance came on as a form of WhatsApp message. She was in Delhi, and when I approached her, she said, please go ahead with that. So thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation. And as I said, we would like to welcome Madam Umadevi. She is head of all the matters relating to biodiversity as Additional Secretary, and she has been a guiding force in moving ahead on the biodiversity conservation agenda. So thank you, ma'am, for, I don't know whether I should call you a virtual presence, but you are very much here. We can see you there. I also take this opportunity to welcome the National Biodiversity Authority members. We have an authority to govern, to administer us, and we have more members over there. We then have the chairpersons and the member secretaries. All 28 states in the country have the state biodiversity boards, and recently the 8 union territories have also formed what are called as the Union Territory Biodiversity Councils. So those members and representatives are there. Then NBA works through committees, and we have a large number of committees and their chairpersons, their co-chairpersons and members over there. I take this opportunity of welcoming them. NBA also has very close partnerships with with international agencies like UNDP, like GIZ, like WWF, and I take this opportunity.
പക്ഷെ അവർ ഓൺ പക്ഷെ എന്നാലും അവരെയൊക്കെ കാണണ്ടേ?
Okay. And finally, my own staff here and the young professionals and the interns who are here and who have joined from various places are all part of my welcome. October 1, 2021, I would say is a momentous day as we celebrate our 18th Foundation Day. And I was recalling that to me, this day is important for at least 3 reasons. Number one, it offers us a unique opportunity to celebrate what we have accomplished in the last 17 years of our existence. 17 years depends how you take it. It could be a long time, it could be a short time, but we have been in existence for last 17 years. And then it also provides us today an opportunity to acknowledge and to express our gratitude to all those who have contributed in the growth of NBA. I must say that we have received tremendous guidance and support from a very large number of stakeholders, for which we are very grateful. And lastly, and most importantly, it is also time to strengthen our resolve to make this authority, if I can say so, one of the best performing authority in the country. There are, as you are aware, large number of authorities, but in terms of biodiversity conservation, we want this authority to be one of the best authorities. Now, whatever we have been able to achieve is undoubtedly an outcome of inspiration. Without inspiration, nothing works. Without efforts, nothing works. And without contributions, also nothing works. So each one of you present here and joining us virtually has contributed. NBA is certainly very proud of the stalwarts and well-wishers who have made our journey very constructive. Foundation Day, as you would recall, is also a day to reflect on achievements of the past, but we cannot just sit on the laurels of what we achieved in 17 years. We also need to plan for the future. We need to be ambitious. We need to look at the challenges and we need to look at the way ahead. In the last 15-20 minutes, we had a chance to talk to Madam Supriya. We were getting from her some ideas that how these two institutions, the government of Tamil Nadu, the government of Tamil Nadu represented by the Forest Department and the SBBs, we can work together. But I would also like to share that the last 1 year has been very intense. Many of you would recall about the order of the National Green Tribunal. That was quite a strong order saying that all biodiversity management committees, all people's biodiversity registers have to be made. And we were given a very short frame or a window. And we are now talking of entities more than 275,000. So it was no mean task, but we thought that performance can also be improved under pressure. And I say with pride that we have been able to rapidly put our act together. And I was just mentioning her that with the help of the Office of Chief Secretaries, the help of the Forest and Revenue and Rural Development Secretaries, the chairpersons and the member secretaries of the State Biodiversity Board, and very importantly, the additional secretary in the ministry, helped by the advisor in the ministry, the director and the staff of the Wildlife Division, we have been able to accomplish this task. And when I say we have been able to accomplish this task, I'll elaborate it a little while, but the National Green Tribunal has accepted our affidavit and they have actually closed the case. But that is only one part of the story. In numerical terms, as I said, we are working to set up and operationalize the biodiversity management committees. To give you a figure, last October on this day, we had 2,66,000. That number has moved up to 2,75,000, registering an increase of 3%. And these BMCs, as you know, these are the framework for biodiversity resource management and governance at the grassroots level. Because we cannot forget that in our country, things, if they don't happen at the grassroots level, we cannot achieve that at the higher levels of governance. We will make much progress over there. Same thing is with the People's Biodiversity Register. Every Gram Panchayat needs to have them. Last year, in October, or 1st of October 21, 1,98,000 were there. This year, the number is gone to 2,64,000, a 33% increase. So see, these increases have happened in numerical terms because the kind of support that you have done, the kind of hard work that you have put. We have also initiated a process, what is called as the National Initiative for Sustained Assessment of Resource Governance, or Nisarg Bharat. What we want to do, what we are planning to do, what we are engaged in doing is to make these paper-based PBRs into a digital PBR. So that is the kind of transition we want to achieve, and it's not easy. It is huge amount of effort is required, but we are on it so that we can, everybody now understand that what the digital India is trying to do, and that will be our own contribution to this entire process of digital India if we can convert these paper-based PBRs into electronic format on that. We've already made a beginning. We are working very closely with what is called as the National Informatics Center, the NIC. Its offices in Delhi, in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu. We want to re-engineer our paper-based PBRs into the dynamic electronic PBRs, and also to bring in those who understand that geographically referenced information. The NIC has an excellent Gram Manchitra database, and we need to work, and we are already working with them to see that can we add a graphic component to that. I would again take this opportunity to convey my gratitude and appreciation to the tremendous work which has been done by the chair, the co-chair, and esteemed members of the expert committees of NBA. This committee was tasked the responsibility of proposing amendments. So we are in the process of amending the Act, the biodiversity rules, the ABS guidelines, and to make them more implementable. And the mantra is the ease of doing business must enhance. So we have been working with that, and very soon we should be able to come out what these amendments are and take the process further. Now, as we navigate through this manifold challenges presented by COVID-19, I feel that we need to reset the NBA agenda. We need to look at the edifice of inclusion, because without inclusion, nothing can happen. We need to respect the diversity. This country of ours is very diverse. You cannot just have one size fits all approach. We need to look at what is possible in Kerala, what is possible in Tamil Nadu, what is possible in Haryana. So we need to look at that. At the same time, the sustainability of the biological resources, that is paramount. In all these amendments that we have been talking, we have put forward this view that ultimately all our mandate is to ensure the sustainability of the resource. If the resource is not sustainable, how can sharing happen? How can any benefit be claimed, any benefit be distributed? And finally, I want to reach out to my own staff, because their excitement, I do understand that what kind of an excitement when you celebrate for your own institution. I am very much part of it for the last 2 years now, that I want to address to our staff, to our young professionals, and to all our interns. The mantra is very clear. There cannot be anything achieved without hard work. We need to continue to put relentless efforts. But at the same time, we need to enjoy the journey. We need to enjoy the work experience. Without enjoyment, nothing can be really achieved. We must take pride in what we do. We must take inspiration in what we are working. So I would say, as a word of advice, if I can say so as chairman, listen well, prepare for the opportunities which are coming in your way, but get your basics right. Remain curious, remain humble, and self-awareness is also something which you need to do. In the fast growing competitive world, it is important to cultivate a winning spirit. We must have that. We saw recently what happened in Olympics in Japan. The entire story of India is changed because there is an understanding that while participation is important, we cannot lose out on the winning spirit over there. But for doing that, we need to develop the right skills. We need to develop the domain knowledge. And I'm very sure this organization of ours is aligned to that. I would also like to reiterate what our Honorable Prime Minister has said. Transform. Everybody understand what transform means. It also says reform. And finally, what is more important or most important, governance is to perform. So all three things need to go together. Transformation is required. Reforming of things and acts are required. But most important test of time is the performance. And that is what I want to urge on this Foundation Day, that we need to take a pledge today, that we will strive towards excellence in all spheres, both at the individual level and at the level of the institution, of the authority, so that we can actively contribute towards the building of what is called as Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India. Thank you very much. On this Foundation Day, I wish you again a very, very happy Foundation Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It is always a pleasure to listen to you. I now request your kind attention again to the screen as I invite Mrs. B.V. Umadevi, Additional Secretary, MOFCC, to deliver her speech. Ma'am, please.
Mr. V.V. Mathur, Chairman, National Biodiversity Authority, Madam Supriya Sahu, Principal Secretary, Environment and Forest, Government of Tamil Nadu, Member Secretaries of State Biodiversity Boards, members of the National Monitoring Committee, Mr. Khanduri and Mr. Rawat, my fellow officers, staff members of National Biodiversity Authority, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you, and congratulations to the chairman and officers and employees of the National Biodiversity Authority on this occasion of the Foundation Day of National Biodiversity Authority for its successful completion of 17 years and its contribution to biodiversity conservation of India. As you all know, National Biodiversity Authority is a statutory body of Ministry of Environment and Forests and has been established in the year 2003 as per the provisions of the Biodiversity Act 2002. And this authority has been vested with powers, statutory powers, to regulate the access of the biological resources for using for commercial production, for doing research on biological resources, and for patenting by the foreign entities, whether it is the foreign citizens or foreign companies, and primarily to stop the biopiracy and to stop the flow of countries' biological resources and its associated knowledge outside India. And India is a leader in biodiversity conservation, whether in terms of protected area management or forest management or conservation of biodiversity, marine biodiversity or agri-biodiversity. And since establishment, NBA has played a very important role in implementation of Biodiversity Act as well as preparation of national biodiversity action plans and setting up of national biodiversity targets for the country. It has also been guiding both center as well as the state governments, state biodiversity boards, and implementation of the Biodiversity Act. And as already mentioned by Mr. B.B. Mathur, constitution of biodiversity management committees in almost all the local bodies of the country and preparation of the people's biodiversity registers in most of the constituted biodiversity management committees has been a major achievement by the Biodiversity Authority and has been a Herculean task for last 2 years. While I compliment the state biodiversity boards and National Biodiversity Authority for this endeavor, these committees need to be strengthened and the PBRs need quality upgradation. Therefore, I would request all the state biodiversity boards to prepare an action plan for strengthening the biodiversity management committees under their jurisdiction and in consultation with the National Biodiversity Authority, and also work on the qualitative upgradation of the biodiversity registers. I was told that most of the states have their own PBR monitoring committees to look into these quality aspects. So these committees need to work actively and work on qualitative upgradation of these people's biodiversity registers. Wherever possible, the state biodiversity authorities may seek funds from IT department, or if there are any other ways of mobilizing resources, and do some basic digitization of existing database, which is already there, which is already put in place by the biodiversity management committees, and which can be translated into the standard format which NBA is already working on. It is for 2 consecutive years that we are having these virtual celebrations because of COVID crisis, which has confronted the entire world. And I compliment National Biodiversity Authority for the steps taken by them to fast track the proposals related to COVID-19 research. We need to inculcate new innovative ideas, and they need to be brought in to showcase the conservation works being carried out by various state biodiversity boards of the country. For example, the Biodiversity Awards and Internship Program is a very good initiative by National Biodiversity Authority, and we need to have more such innovative ideas and initiatives. The state biodiversity authority boards should identify and document various other effective conservation measures implementing under their jurisdiction. Some of the state biodiversity boards where I have visited have done some very good work. For example, the West Bengal State Biodiversity Board has done good work on documentation of local varieties of rice and mangoes. And similarly, Jammu Kashmir, I have visited, has been working on the City Biodiversity Index. These are some more. There are many more such initiatives which the state biodiversity boards are already working on, and they need to be documented by National Biodiversity Authority. The National Biodiversity Authority should also work more on mainstreaming agri-biodiversity as well as on marine biodiversity, because there's a huge potential to work on. We have done very well as far as forest and forest biodiversity is concerned, but focus should also be on marine as well as agri-biodiversity. I would also like to appreciate the efforts made by National Biodiversity Authority and state biodiversity boards on the consultations made on preparing India's position on the draft Global Biodiversity Framework, which will be negotiated with all the CBD parties and adopted at the Conference of Parties, which will be held in China next year. Ministry is in the process of finalizing a mission on biodiversity, the National Mission on Biodiversity and Human Well-being, and which has very important components like digitization of the people's biodiversity registers, bioeconomy, the mainstreaming of agri-biodiversity, capacity building, etc. So while the image of India in terms of biodiversity conservation globally is really good, on domestic front, the image of National Biodiversity Authority as well as state biodiversity boards should not be as agencies of harassment and should be conservation oriented. We need to change and reverse this image while fulfilling our statutory obligations under the Biodiversity Act. With these comments, I once again congratulate National Biodiversity Authority as well as state biodiversity boards for their initiatives and the steps taken by various organizations in conserving India's biodiversity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your kind words. Now, with immense respect, I invite Mrs. Supriya Sahu, Principal Secretary, Department of Environment, Climate Change and Forest, Government of Tamil Nadu, to kindly deliver a special address on this occasion. Ma'am, please.
Dr. Mathur, Chairperson of the National Biodiversity Board, Madam Uma Devi, Additional Secretary, MOEFCC, Mr. Mohan, Secretary, NBA, members of the National Biodiversity Board, the State Biodiversity Board, and distinguished guests who are participating online. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be participating on this momentous occasion when we are celebrating 18th Foundation Day of the National Biodiversity Board. I would like to extend my hearty congratulations and my wishes to the chairman and everybody who is associated with this one of the most wonderful and beautiful organizations, I would like to say. And why I say this? Why I'm saying this? Because having worked in the government sector now for the last 30 years, I completed 30 years in the service, having worked in various kinds of organizations, but I feel that the biodiversity boards are the ones which are absolutely essential for preserving and conserving the rich natural heritage of India, which is the foundation for existence of all the living species, including us, isn't it? So that is why this organization, I'm very sure, is going to be one of the most important organizations. It already is, but people are going to very soon realize the importance of this organization, that it is really, really important for our survival. So once again, congratulations and best wishes. I also wanted to mention that the implementation of the Biodiversity Act, I feel, is one of the most important landmarks, in India's cultural history, in India's natural history, and in our journey. because this is something which is also going to give voice to many living species who cannot speak on their own, because we are responsible for the preservation and conservation of both plants as well as the animal species. I also feel that we have come a long way. Ever since the act was passed, the rules were framed. Why? Because today, I think we are standing at crossroads. Most challenging times, when you find that the unprecedented development is posing a very, very serious challenge to all the biodiversity resources in the entire country. And maybe I think it is important to say throughout the world, in every country is facing the challenge of disappearance of the important bio resources that we have in amongst us. And I think the only way to make sure that these challenges are met, the only way is to ensure that we have very strict implementation of our conservation policies and very forward-looking policies also, which are based on people's participation. Who will know better than most of you sitting here and people who are participating that we are one of the 17 mega, biodiversity rich countries in the world, holding about 7 to 8% of the recorded species of the world. In fact, without going into the details, because I think the repository of entire information is with you. So I think it doesn't make any sense when I really talk about the figures. I'm not here to talk about figures, but I think three important issues I would like to highlight. When I took over as the Principal Secretary of the Forest, Climate Change, Environment Department, I realized that as the state government, our focus could be on three very, very important areas. One, can we involve young people in the entire biodiversity conservation program? And I'm so happy that Madam Uma Devi also mentioned about the fact that National Biodiversity Board has involved people, young people as young professionals, as well as I think you are involving them in many various other activities. In Tamil Nadu also, our Honorable Chief Minister has announced that in every district, we will have a young person as a Green Fellow. So we have announced something called as the Chief Minister's Green Fellows. And there are 38 districts. So we are very soon going to recruit 38 young professionals who would be the torch bearers and who would be the representatives of this young population of the state to work on all the green initiatives. And on this occasion, I would like to request our chairman, to make sure that a team is there to, train them on biodiversity. So if Dr. Mathur can ensure that all these 38 Green Fellows are given enough training, sir, then we will certainly be in a position to prepare and come out with the district biodiversity registers also. Not only the local ones, but what I would like to do is to also compile it, and I think it is already there in the plan, where we should have the district biodiversity register. The second thing, I mentioned about three things. The second thing I wanted to talk about was that the identification of the biodiversity heritage sites. Unfortunately, in Tamil Nadu, we have not done it, but I think throughout the country, I mean, which other country than India can take pride in saying that we have a better, a heritage and a cultural and a cultural heritage than India. So I think we have a humongous opportunity to involve the local communities in identification of the bioheritage, the biodiversity heritage site. And sir, I can assure you that in Tamil Nadu, we have already set the ball rolling. And I have already asked all the DFOs. We are working on a government order where all our district forest officers can be designated as the district biodiversity officers, who can, as you mentioned sometime back, who could have the financial powers also to sign the checks, etc., to take action on registration. So we are now working on a system where we could designate our DFOs as the biodiversity officers representing every district. Because we want to go all out. Because when we talk about India, we have several states. Every state has a rich cultural heritage. And Tamil Nadu can take pride in the fact that when it comes to the angiosperm diversity, we rank as #1 in the entire country in terms of the number of species. I think it's more than 17,000 angiosperm species that we have in Tamil Nadu. So you can imagine the kind of temples we have, the water bodies we have, ponds we have, rice varieties that we have. It is amazing. I was collector in the Nilgiris district about 21 years back. One of the Toda villages that I visited after trekking for a very long time, the staple food that Toda village at that time, they offered to me. I have never eaten that kind of meal ever again. It was a local variety of rice, and it was rhododendron honey, and it was ghee which they had made from the sacred Toda buffaloes, all mixed together and cooked in a very, in a way where they chant, very sacred verses while cooking the food. It was absolutely divine. I think it is time that we document, we conserve, and preserve it for our future generation. Because once they disappear, there won't be any opportunity for us to go back to the history. So I think that is very, very important. The third point which I highlighted was that the benefit sharing, method that has been brought out by the National Biodiversity Board. I would like to thank you for this. I see a great potential in this benefit sharing, the initiative. Why? Because the local communities would see a value in preserving it. Unless they see the panchayats or the local communities, unless they see that there is some value which they are deriving by signing these kind of agreements, it is very difficult to get people involved. And that is why I would like to thank you for making this particular provision in the Act, where the local communities can be involved in sharing the success, a part of the success, whenever somebody is utilizing the bioresources of their particular area. This is the only sustainable model that we can work upon. Because unless a community looks at some kind of a benefit which is coming out of it, the community finds it very, very difficult. So I think this is a very, very sustainable and a very progressive way of looking at it. In Tamil Nadu, we have not yet signed any agreement. I'm sure, just as Madam was also saying, that many states have done wonderful work in the area. I think Kerala has done some wonderful work, and West Bengal was mentioned. I was also told Maharashtra has also done, and many states have done some wonderful work. In Tamil Nadu also, I can assure you, Dr. Mathur and Madam, that we will learn from the other states also, and we will make sure that we immediately move forward on the third important issue which I mentioned, which is signing of the agreements with the people who are utilizing our resources. So that is something I wanted to mention. Lastly, few important things, suggestions also I wanted to give, and what is that we are planning. Apart from what I mentioned, I think apart from using young people, it is very important to involve women folk in the entire process of conservation, because I say it with lot of confidence that they are the people, women are the ones who are the custodians of all our biodiverse resources. Tell me if I'm wrong. Am I right? Yes. Because they are the ones, right from day one, they take care of everything. It's ingrained, it's natural. They are the custodians. You must make We must make women as the custodians of our cultural, resources, because they tend to animals, they take care of the plants, they are the ones who give water to the tulsi plants, they are the ones who know if somebody falls sick in a particular, in a village or in a family, what are the resources they have to be, what are the medicinal plants that have to be used to treat. They are the ones who know what kind of a variety grows where, fruits, you name anything, women know it. So in Tamil Nadu, we are going to make, in every district, we are going to ensure that women take the lead and they become the custodians of our biodiversity resources. You already mentioned, Dr. Mathur, about the use of technology. I think it is very important because unless you have the good technology which keeps on evolving, it is very difficult to keep track of the progress that we are making. Either it is benefit access sharing, or it is about the signing of the registration and involving the industry in the entire. This I think that's very, very important. Last, I wanted to say was, I think we cannot underestimate the power of training, capacity building, and involving district collectors. I would like to suggest that if you partner, if you, of course, you will agree with that, I'm very sure, because it is such a good collaboration that we have here. I would like to mention that we will take the lead in orienting all the district collectors in Tamil Nadu through video conferencing because of this pandemic that is there. We can organize maybe one day orientation for all the district collectors in partnership, to kind of make them aware as the leaders of their district, how important it is for them to embark on this journey. We take great pride in Tamil Nadu that the National Biodiversity Board is located in Chennai, and I would like to assure the chairman and the ministry, we will do anything and everything to make sure that the board is comfortably placed here. They have the adequate building. They are provided with adequate, land resources, so that we are in a position to kind of take it forward, create a beautiful resources for our beloved country. I assure you, on behalf of the government of Tamil Nadu. And with these words, I would like to thank each and every one of you for continuing your efforts in conservation and preservation. Thank you for your service and congratulations on this momentous occasion. Thank you. Nandri Vanakkam.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was such a heartwarming address. Ma'am, your words have made this happy occasion even more happier. Where you have given trust on, matters to be proud on, and also there is an additional sense of responsibility on us too. Ma'am, now it's time that we express our happiness of having you here on this occasion. I kindly request Sri Justin Mohan, Secretary NBA, to please present a memento to our chief guest. Sir, please. Thank you very much, sir. I request Dr. V.B. Mathur, Chairman NBA, to please present the shawl to our chief guest. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now, as we are about to formally conclude this event, I request Sri Justin Mohan, Secretary NBA, sir, to please deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a proud moment for National Biodiversity Authority as we are celebrating the 18th Foundation Day. At the outset, I thank all those who are participating in this memorable event. First of all, I would like to thank our chief guest, Srimati Supriya Sahu, Principal Secretary, Department of Forest, Environment and Climate Change. She is also the chairperson of the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, for taking out her time amidst her busy schedule to come over here in person to address us and to be part of this memorable event. Thank you, madam. In fact, prior to this meeting, we had a discussion with madam, and she had agreed to whatever we had suggested. Point number one was to make all the divisional forest officers as the member secretaries of the State Biodiversity Board, which she readily agreed. Secondly, we wanted a permanent premises for the National Biodiversity Authority, which again she has readily agreed. The third suggestion which has come from her now is that we should have a one-day program for all the district collectors, which is a fantastic idea, madam. We from NBA would be really happy to partner with it and sensitize all the Revenue Department and Forest Department officials about the importance of the Biological Diversity Act and the various provisions which would actually help us in rural development. Actually, this is one of the fantastic acts, madam, which actually helps in rural development. So, if this program is organized by the government, definitely it is going to help Tamil Nadu in a big way. And also, madam has also informed us that every district will have a green warrior. So, if this is taken one step forward, and if these warriors are also linked to our State Biodiversity Board, they can partner with the State Biodiversity Board in various biodiversity conservative initiatives. That also, madam, can just think of. Thank you, madam, for coming over to NBA today and addressing us. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to thank our guest of honor, Srimati B.V. Umadevi, madam, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, who is also the head of the biodiversity wing of the ministry. Along with her, I would also like to thank all the officers and staff of the CS3 division, Dr. S. Karkata, advisor, and who is also the focal point for the Convention on Biological Diversity. And he has helped us to publish 2,100 IRCCs, that is internationally recognized certificate of compliance, which is issued to applicants who are seeking approval from the National Biodiversity Authority to prove that they are ABS compliant. In fact, out of the 3,000 odd IRCCs that has been issued globally, 2,100 IRCCs have been issued by India through the National Biodiversity Authority. That constitutes about 2/3 of the total IRCCs. This is a tremendous achievement so far as NBA is concerned. I also thank the director of the CS3 division, Sri Tarun Katula, the scientists Saurabh Kunal, and all the staff of the CS3 division on this happy occasion for their continued support to NBA. I also thank Sri Rajiv Srivastava sir, former PCC of Tamil Nadu Forest Department. We just sent an invitation to sir, and he has come all the way in person to be with us. Thank you very much, sir, for taking your time and being with us. Next, I would also like to thank all the chairmen and member secretaries of all the state biodiversity boards and also the Union Territory Biodiversity Councils who are attending this program. Without your support, it would have not been possible for us to establish 275,000 biodiversity management committees amidst this pandemic period. And an equal number of people's biodiversity registers have also been prepared. It is time to activate these committees so that they serve as agents of rural development. One of the achievements during our tenure, that is a tenure coinciding with me and the chairman, is the establishment of the Union Territory Biodiversity Councils in all the UTs. Thank you all for attending this program and being part of this event. Next, I also thank the chairman of NBA and all the members of the authority. That is, we have 10 official members who come from different line ministries and 5 expert members for their continued support and guidance and helping us to function the NBA Secretariat on several policy related issues. I also thank all the chairmen and committee members of various committees constituted by the ministry and also the National Biodiversity Authority who have been guiding the NBA Secretariat with their expertise. Special thanks are also due to the international agencies like the UNDP who have been assisting us in implementing various projects like the Biofin project, the India Biodiversity Awards, the internship programs for students and so on. Similarly, I would also like to thank the GIZ for helping us in several biodiversity related projects. The 3 films, that is one on the Biodiversity Act, one on the Biodiversity Management Committee and the People's Biodiversity Register, which has been translated into almost all the Indian languages, have been well received, and these were the direct contribution from the GIZ. They have also helped us to develop the software to monitor patents issued globally using Indian biological resources. We warmly thank the contributions of GIZ. We also thank other international partners like the ASEAN and other countries like Norway who helped us to implement the CEPOL project. Also, we are thankful to the chairman of the National Green Tribunal who had actually addressed the officers of the State Biodiversity Board earlier, and he is also present today virtually. We warmly welcome. Thank you, sir, for taking out your time and addressing us. Finally, I thank my own officers, all the section heads of the 5 wings, and also the 3 consultants, the regular staff, the young professionals and outsourced staff of NBA who have been contributing to their best of their ability to help the National Biodiversity Authority fulfill its legal obligations. As on date, NBA has accorded approvals by way of signing agreements with 2,725 applicants, out of which 1,800 agreements were signed during the last 2 years. We have also mobilized rupees 125 crore as ABS funds from different stakeholders, out of which 60 crore has been distributed to 20 states and union territories. It is time that the biodiversity boards and the councils in the states and union territories take initiative to mobilize this ABS from their side by signing agreements with traders and companies and transfer the same to our BMCs, which are functioning in the villages, which these BMCs function within the local bodies and can benefit our rural people living in the marginalized areas and rural areas. I thank the corporates who have come forward to sign agreements with the NBA as part of their legal obligation and have shared a small portion of their benefits. The Biological Diversity Act is the greatest opportunity for corporate India to help rural India. We are aware that several companies have been helping communities in a silent way, but here is an opportunity to assist them within a legal framework that will benefit both the corporates who use the biological resources and the people who provide these resources. In order to facilitate ease of doing business and research, as our chairman had pointed out, NBA had installed an online portal to receive applications from stakeholders and has been processing internally through the electronic office mode for accelerating the process of granting approvals. In order to recognize the efforts of those involved in conservation, NBA and Government of India, in association with the UNDP, had distributed the India Biodiversity Awards this year. Friends, NBA is expected to receive close to about 1,000 crore in the next 5 years, which can be plowed back to our rural areas to benefit our farmers, our tribal communities and other communities living in the villages who help in the cause of conservation. But in the next 1 year, we have lots of plans for NBA to ensure that we fulfill our statutory obligations, for which each one of us, as our chairman had pointed out, have to maximize our output. I thank all the participants for joining us in the Foundation Day celebrations of the National Biodiversity Authority. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
I now declare the event as formally concluded. But before we disperse from here, I would like to thank once again the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, my colleagues, as well as the special invitees who have joined virtually. Thank you very much. And before we disperse from here, I would like everybody to stay back for a group picture. We could make arrangements for that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.